Hey guys, what is going on? This is your old pal CHH. We have got a new Vestron release to talk about today. Of course, I have to go on this. I feel like this is a necessary rant that I have to go on, but in due time. I always like to say in this channel, before anything else, movie first, whether it's physical media releases or whatever. Movie first every time, because that's what this is all about. So the movie we're actually talking about today is this right here. It's called Hider in the House. Now this is a Gary Busey film from 1989. When it comes to Gary Busey stuff, I have a somewhat preconceived notion of what to expect. Quirky, silly, off-the-wall performances. And that is not what this is. Hider in the House was way better of a movie than I ever thought it was possibly going to be, or possibly could have been. And that's what's so cool about this. So let's talk about Hider in the House and what kind of movie it is and what it's like. Beginning of the film, we're hearing and seeing this montage of what sounds like a kid going through a absolutely horrible childhood. This poor kid is basically being abused, yelled at, and it's not good. We flash forward and learn that this was, in fact, Gary Busey's character in the film. Now, Gary Busey's character is clearly a product of a broken home. He's had some trouble with the law, obviously. He's been in and out of mental health places. He's trying to become a part of society again, but the reality is he's really not there. But he's still going out and about to do his thing. He's going to try to acclimate, so to speak. We see that he has some serious anger issues as well. He can snap like that at the drop of a hat, which obviously is not good for people around him. It's interesting. I want to make a note about something. Gary Busey in this film looks like a very, very tall guy. Like he's well over 6 foot. But if you go on Google and just like search him up, it says he's 5'11" or 6 foot. I can't buy that. I feel like he's much taller than that based off of what he looks like in this film and other films. Maybe that's not true. Maybe he is just around, you know, 6 foot or 5'11", but he seems like such a giant in this film. So I just want to point that out. But it also works for his character in this movie as well, the fact that he looks so big. He sees this house as he's walking down the street after he's out and about in public that's just being finished, renovated, just being built, and a family is about to start living in there. Well, he happens to go up in this house when no one's in there and finds this space in the attic that he can actually close off and be in there without anybody knowing him. Now, obviously, money's a problem. He doesn't want to live in the boarding house where he's supposed to go, and he kind of just makes his way into this attic. This family moves in, and before you know it, he's in there while this family is in the house. He starts to be somewhat of a voyeur, obviously, and then things start to take a really big turn when he starts to talk to and meet these people in a way that it doesn't appear like he's actually in the attic. This is the kind of movie where if I tell you the premise, you will say, oh, that sounds like a really good thriller. That sounds really interesting. And then if I said it's Gary Busey, if you're like me, you might have a little bit of pause and say, well, wait a minute, so it's a comedy? No, this movie's not a comedy. This is actually, no bullshit, one of the better performances of Gary Busey I've seen. And I'm not saying I've ever seen a bad Gary Busey performance. I guess my point is, this is the first Gary Busey movie I've watched where I'm like, wow, he is really giving a good, legitimately kind of serious performance. Now, obviously, his character is a little quirky and off the wall, and he has his Gary Busey-isms, his face, the way his eyes bug out and his smile gets real big. But it's not necessarily humorous. This is actually a really good thriller. What's even more interesting is if you look at the date of this movie, it's 1989, but it absolutely feels like one of those 90s thrillers. Like this movie feels like it probably should have been made in 94 or 93, but it was made in 1989 or released in 89. I think it was filmed in 88, came out in 89, and I think, I could be off on this, but I think this was actually the last movie Gary made before his motorcycle accident, which obviously, you know, caused a lot of facial reconstruction surgery on him. He looked okay after that, but, you know, Gary Busey got a little bit more quirkier looking after his surgery, after he had his bad motorcycle accident. All in all, I'm going to give this movie a B+. Now, this movie doesn't scale the emotional heights of like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle or Sleeping with the Enemy, but I will say I would put this in that category of those kinds of movies, those really great thrillers that are reality-based. And this is a good movie. It's interesting to me that I'd never heard of this movie. I'd never seen this movie. I do believe maybe in the past I'd seen like a, watching like 80s horror movie posters or, classic movies, seeing the poster of this, because the poster of this, when I flipped it over, I was like, oh, I do remember seeing that. The original poster of this movie is this, where you see Gary Busey with his head outside of a window inside of the bedroom. So this is a good movie. This is the number one thing I'll say about this before anything else is this is a good movie. You need to watch this film. It is just good. This is a legitimately good film. Quite frankly, this should have been a Vestron release that came out within the first 20. I think it probably would have been a big seller, especially during the heyday of the golden era price point, when these were, I think, like, 12, 15, 16 bucks a pop. So we're going to get into what I think needs to change about these after we talk about the specs. As you guys can see, this slip cover is newly commissioned artwork, and it looks really, really good. I applaud them for this. They did a great job on the artwork. Hider in the House definitely fits the vibe and tone of this. There are 3 new features on here. There is Out of Hiding, the screenplay of Hider in the House, Tragic Tones, the music of Hider in the House, and No Place Like Home, the production of Hider in the House, as well as still gallery and theatrical trailer. There's also audio commentaries with the director Matthew Patrick and Michael Felsher. Now, just like most of the Vestron stuff, all the stuff on here is perfect. 3 good features that are lengthy, in-depth. You'll learn all about this movie. The writer had a pretty interesting story of getting this film made and his career, which was my favorite. So the one with the writer was actually my favorite feature out of all of these. And then the artwork is great. You get the original artwork, as we've talked about, which I really, really like. I like the fact that we have the original artwork on there. Looks great. In terms of picture quality, just like most of the Vestron stuff, I don't think these are getting completely restored or remastered or anything. I think they're taking just the studio masters from probably, 12, 15 years ago and then using those, which is fine. These movies look fine, but they don't look amazing. I don't think most people are expecting or really wanting them to look amazing. It looks like a solid Blu-ray, and that's perfectly fine. I give the picture quality for this movie a 7 out of 10. Audio the same. Movie sounds fine. So this release in and of itself is a good release. I absolutely recommend this movie to anybody that's into 80s, 90s thrillers and horror films. I mean, it's definitely a movie that lives in that kind of pendulum. So the problem with this is this. I think Lionsgate needs to just let go of their Vestron Collectors series, their Vestron series like this, of being Lionsgate Limited exclusive. Please put these back on Amazon, because while $24 for these is not lovable by any stretch, I'm not going to say I get it, but okay, let's just say in a grand sense we are like, okay, $24 for these brand new is what it is. Fine. What really just grinds my balls is the $7.99 shipping. Now, I got this because I'm reviewing this for my audience, for them to learn about this film if they've never seen it, if they want to know if this release is good. I'm here to do that. But I'm also going to be honest with you guys. I can't recommend just getting this now because of that shipping. If Lionsgate would just say, okay, our Vestron Collector series are going to be available on Amazon, to where we're already paying for Prime, we're going to get this free shipping, that $24.99 sounds a lot better than when you have to pay $8 shipping for this fucking thing. And it brings your price well over 30 bucks. It's ridiculous. So Lionsgate, please allow these to be put back on Amazon, not just your Lionsgate Limited website. You guys want to do special steelbooks for movies? That's fine. But like stuff like this line will continue to thrive, at least better than it is now, if you can put these back on Amazon. That way people can get the free shipping. $8, I'll be honest with you guys, yes, this did get to me in 2 days. You guys did ship it immediately after I bought it, and I got it 2 days later. That's great, but still, it's like you guys are stepping over dollars to pick up pennies, it seems like, the way you're running this Lionsgate Limited stuff for the Vestron stuff. So please fix that. Get around that. Overall, though, guys, I'm going to treat this movie fairly and not let that color my response on the release. I do like the release. The features are well done. They're very comprehensive. They're spacious and lengthy. The movie looks good. It looks just about like every other Vestron release. And the movie itself is really good. It's a B-plus horror thriller film to me, and that's good compared to some of the other stuff in the Vestron catalog. This is more of an upper echelon title, and probably one of my favorite Busey performances. So take that for what it is, guys. Hopefully this stuff starts to kind of alleviate itself and they put these back on Amazon. Like these, take them off the Lionsgate Limited. That's all I'm asking. We can save a lot of customers and if you do that. So that's it for now, guys. Hider in the House from Vestron. Hopefully they remedy that situation soon. Thank you guys for watching. God bless y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.